much, and that's definitely like my obsession.
Björk's vision of life is always in full colour. Always reminds me of a mantis shrimp that has 12 channels of colour as opposed to our own red, green and blue. Because her vision of the senses and emotions always come to me. Possibly, maybe. 2 tracks that didn't make it into my top 10. Just outside. So here is my top 10, carefully chosen. Click on the link below to hear just under an hour of Björk and venture your ears into the enigma of love. Hang on. It's so quiet.
Blame the computers. They got their finger and pointed at the computer. It's like, there's no soul here. It's like you can't blame the computer. If there's not soul in the music, it's because nobody put it there.
Born in Iceland in 1965, her parents split when she was born and her mother moved to a commune. But at 6 years old, she enrolled into a school to play classical, piano and flute. At 11 years old, she was offered a record contract where she released her debut album, aptly named Björk. She fronted a punk band in the 1980s called the Sugar Cubes, the biggest band to come out of Iceland at the time, apparently, according to Rolling Stone. But then into the 90s, where she now has a son, and the Björk that we've come to know and love really finds her feet when she moves to London. She couldn't have landed a better introduction to the acid house UK scene than featuring on 808 State's 91 album XL, where I first heard her unique style and voice, which was the perfect launch of her solo career. It was about to spread like wildfire. Along her journey, she's worked with the likes of Bristol's Nelly Hooper, think of Soul to Soul, Massive Attack, Wild Bunch, Craig Armstrong, 808 State, of course, Mark Bell from LFO, Howie B, Talvin Singh, Guy Sigworth, Matthew Herbert, Tom York, Timbaland, Roselle, the godfather of noise from The Roots, Anthony Hegarty, and many more wonderful artists. But even genetics expert Adam Rutherford claims Björk to be his favourite musical artist. Excellent taste there. A world of complicated emotions explored in honesty and simplicity, such as Venus is a Boy, which features Talvin Singh on the strings, couldn't have fitted more perfectly to a soundtrack of the film Leon back in '93. Alexander McQueen was behind the album cover for Homogenic, trying to show a warrior queen symbolising the multiple cultures, even though it looks Japanese. You must check out from the Amalgamation of Sounds album, I think it was a Fabric mix years ago, Come to Me remix. It was done by Ice. It's a strings tribute to Björk. Gotta check that out. So in more recent times, she's done a lot of collaborating with Arca, a great artist. Ever since the track Now You Know, I was a fan of his, so no surprise she hooked up with him, and they just hit it off apparently, despite their age difference. Black Lake is probably my best track that they collaborated together on. A deeply personal track that she wrote about a breakup, which just shows the fearless, indelible and tenacious power of Björk. Cynical, but cuttingly honest about a long-term breakup, which only helps us relate to our own emotions of our own experiences. And to appreciate any song, you need to believe in the artist telling the story. She says this herself here.
Well, I'm just trying to sort of entertain myself and do the things that turn me on privately. That's my approach, because I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what touch me most, artists, when they kind of like get completely selfish and kind of like go for it in their own bedroom kind of vibe.
In her music, she opens up to her deepest feelings and emotions that reflects back to the listener, which in turn enables the listener to do the same, forming a universal, honest purity, if only for a moment.